If y'all thought that the Braxton drama was messy, girl, you better hold on to your lace fronts because things are about to get 10 times worse. I swear every time we think that things couldn't possibly get any messier, something new pops up that leaves us shook, and this time it revolves around Tracy's husband and her son, because the streets are saying that they are on the outs and it is not looking good for them. To put into perspective just how bad the situation is, there are rumors that Kevin Jr. allegedly stole from his father, which led to them throwing hands with each other. Girl, there's so much going on here, so let's spill this tea. Okay, so things have been all over the place since Traci Braxton's passing, but fans started to notice cracks in the family dynamic when we found out about her will. To everyone's surprise, Tracy left her son, Kevin Jr., in charge of handling her estate. This decision caught us off guard because it wasn't what most people expected. With a family as tight-knit as the Braxtons, you think one of her sisters might have been given that responsibility. But nope, Tracy chose her son, and ever since then, the situation has been stirring up plenty of questions. She wrote, "I direct my personal representative to pay all costs and expenses of my last illness and funeral expenses. It is my express wish that there be no last rites or memorial service of any sort by my sorority, Zeta Phi Beta Sorority Incorporated, or the Eastern Stars. This is not a representation of my lack of affection for my beloved organizations. However, I simply wish to move the matter along with the absolute least amount of suffering for those who love me. I hereby direct that I am cremated after my passing and that my remains be distributed to my son, Kevin Surratt Jr., and my husband, Kevin Surratt Sr." She also wrote, "And I hereby direct that all entities associated with my brand, image, name, rights, and likeness be hereby managed by Clifton Jones. Clifton Jones shall be relieved of this duty upon the determination that Kevin Surratt Jr. is ready to assume full responsibility for the brand, image, name, rights, and likeness. This decision shall be made by my counsel, Antavius M. Weems." It didn't take long for fans to start speculating that the reason Tracy left everything to her son was that she didn't trust her husband. The speculation got stronger when Kevin went live, hinting that there was some strain between him and his sisters-in-law.
The other thing is, I really want people to understand this part. To death did us part. Please understand that. Please do. Because some narratives will not include that in that situation. And I thank God that he gave us that. And like with me and my son, I'm doing everything I can to make sure he's good. See, we have a whole nother village, you know what I mean, that was always there for us. Whole nother village. And that village came and embraced us and helped us on many levels. When we found out about Tracy having cancer December the 15th, 2020 at Georgetown Hospital, we had went through some stuff. Prior to that, we was in California, as they brought up. We was out there taping. Tracy talked about she couldn't swallow. I immediately called the doctor. You know, thank God our doctor was always there for us. Thank you, Dr. C. And we set it up. By the time I got back first, she got back, and we was in there, and they took care of us. And, you know, worked it from there. I mean, I think I was in the rain at Fort Washington Hospital with Tony for about an hour while they did the procedure, because at that time, everybody couldn't come into the hospital. So I sat out in the car in pouring down rain, waited for that. And the doctor called me, and I was able to pull up to the front and go inside. He explained everything to me, and then we went to Georgetown Hospital. And from there, Tracy didn't want to call anybody, and I made the calls because I told her that the family had to know.
But as things started to unfold, we quickly realized that the Braxton sisters weren't exactly fans of Kevin when Tracy was alive. Their relationship wasn't as picture perfect as it seemed on the outside. In fact, they had their fair share of major disagreements over the years, and it seems those issues were much more serious than anyone really knew. Tracy and Kevin's marriage might have looked solid to the public eye, but behind closed doors, there were definitely some cracks in the foundation. This all started to make a lot more sense once the will came into play and revealed just how complicated things were between Tracy and her family.
You just tell me what to do all the time.
That's not what I be trying to do.
You tell me what to do all the time.
I don't try to tell you what to do.
You tell me to do all the time.
You're drinking too much.
I like my breakfast beer. You never spend any time with me. You always gone. You always want to hang around with the fellas all the time. You keep spending money that you're not even supposed to be spending. You never ask me, Tracy, let's go and let's think about buying something, but you just go ahead and you just take it upon yourself, okay, I'm gonna spend this money, I guess, because this is what I want. You never discuss it with me.
Things got even messier when reports started surfacing about cheating rumors and some serious allegations that Kevin might have had an outside baby while still married to Tracy. That definitely didn't help his reputation with the family, but what really pushed things over the edge was the accusation that Kevin didn't respect Tracy's final wishes for a private funeral. Allegedly, he went against her desire to keep the ceremony low-key, and that just added fuel to the fire. Honestly, it makes you wonder if Tracy's decision to leave him in charge of her estate was more about her trying to protect her legacy than anything else. It's pretty clear now that she may not have trusted him as much as she let on, and her will may have been a reflection of that lack of trust. According to page 6, Tracy did not want a funeral or wake. She did not want people looking all over her body. She specifically requested to be immediately cremated. There was a Zoom meeting that made it clear about what she wanted, and now her husband is trying to cash in on her name. Page 6 went on to say that Kevin had a viewing for Tracy, but her famous sisters Tamar, Trina, Tawanda, Tony, and their mother Evelyn Braxton opted out of attending. Their father, Michael Conrad Braxton, did show up, but we're told he was initially turned away at the door for not being on the list. He was so upset that he wasn't on the list. Someone from the church recognized him and let him in, and he had to sit in the 4th row. The insider said Braxton's father wasn't even allowed to speak or say any words about his daughter. However, Kevin denied the claims, and he spoke to page 6 saying, "My father-in-law and brother-in-law came in briefly. He also insisted that he invited the sisters, but they did not show up." However, Kevin insisted that he did exactly what Tracy wanted, saying, "I was with my wife more than anybody in this world. I know my wife, and when she got cancer, we really started to communicate about funeral plans, and I was trying to find treatments for her. I went to every single one of her doctor's appointments throughout our entire marriage. That's how we were, and now they're treating me like a deadbeat husband." He also said Tracy wanted a viewing and one memorial service in conjunction with her management, PR, and other members to come together and celebrate her. At first, it seemed like only the Braxton sisters had beef with Kevin, but now it turns out there's tension between him and his own son, Kevin Jr. too. And it looks like the root of it comes down to money. It's honestly wild that Kevin would be at odds with his son, especially given everything he's gone through. The man's been hit hard, he lost his mom, and the grief from that is clearly weighing on him. On top of that, his marriage fell apart, and now he's dealing with the aftermath of that loss. Let's not forget the legal troubles with the cops and the fact that he's reportedly struggling with his health due to seizures. With all of that chaos, you'd think that his son would be the one person he'd lean on, right? You'd expect Kevin to support Kevin Jr. through his difficult time, but it looks like the opposite is happening. It seems like Kevin Sr. is actually holding a grudge against his own son, all because of Tracy's will. When Tracy passed, she left everything to Kevin Jr., not his dad, and that did not sit well with Kevin Sr. It's caused a serious rift between father and son, and from the looks of it, the tension over the inheritance is at the heart of it all.
Here because I came to take you to the courthouse to probate your mother's will.
There's still some issues between, I guess, how my father feels and how I feel.
Tell me a little bit about that.
I guess he feels like, I'm gonna say blindsided, but it's not done the right way. So I think that's just hard for him to understand, like, why did she put everything in my hands? So I think that's the biggest thing that he has. It kind of hurts me. I feel like she was in her right mind. I mean, do you feel as though she was okay at that time?
I visited your mother before she began to decline. And a lot of people don't know this, but your mother gave me permission to record her. And I did.
So you recorded the whole conversation?
Every time. Maybe she believed that somebody was going to, in some way, challenge it. She knew exactly what she was doing.
The way Tracy made sure her will couldn't be disputed really showed just how little she trusted Kevin Sr. By leaving everything, every last penny, and the rights to her name and image to Kevin Jr., she was sending a pretty clear message about how she felt about her husband in the end. And as we've seen, Kevin Sr. didn't take too kindly to that. It's obvious now that Tracy wasn't just protecting her estate, but also putting a buffer between Kevin Sr. and the things that mattered most to her. The situation between the two men escalated to the point where things got downright physical. In one shocking incident, Kevin Sr. was caught on a Ring doorbell camera attacking his own son. To make things even more dramatic, he was heard accusing Kevin Jr. of being the one responsible for Tracy's cancer. I mean, it's beyond messed up that things got so heated, and it really shows just how deep the rift between them has come. The tension over the inheritance and Tracy's final wishes has clearly turned into something much uglier than anyone could have anticipated.
You told me no when I asked you if you can live in our house. You know what? As a condo, you said no though. But you said no. You told me no. You told me no. I'm not lying. I have no reason to lie to you. Who am I? Let's go. Daddy. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. Let's do it. It was before your mother cancer. Before my wife's cancer.
It's crazy how he fell out with sisters-in-law and his own son over money, and fans left comments saying that video of Kevin Sr. up Kevin Jr. and telling him he caused Traci Braxton's cancer, yeah, that man is evil. And like I told y'all before, Tracy knew exactly what she was doing, leaving everything to her son and not to that awful husband. If Tracy left everything, including the role of executioner, to her son instead of her husband, and asked to be recorded every time she met with her attorney, that tells me everything I need to know about her marital relationship. And this is sad. This is his son. Tracy made the right choice by not giving her husband access to money. I feel so bad for Kevin Jr., but y'all let me know how you feel about this, and then check out this next video.